real.
YouTube, Ian Real, right back at you with What to Do with a Dollar. Happy Saturday. This episode of What to Do with a Dollar is how to get your credit report over 700. I'll be right back with you after this promo.
What to Do with a Dollar. EM Real.
All right, YouTube, Ian Real, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, share, let's talk. Give me your comments, all right? Ian Real. Now, this episode of What to Do with a Dollar is your credit. What can you do to get your credit report over 700? I have 8. I have 8. Possibly 9, but stay tuned. Let's get started. All right. Now, before, we've talked about starting your business. We've talked about how my main business was general contracting. We built the first house. We built the second house. We built the third house. And then we raised the value of the marketplace, not trading time for dollars. We were being able to bring value to the market and increase it. But one of those things was while I was building those houses, see, I didn't go to the bank at first. I used disciplined spending to now build a reservoir of monies. Then I jumped into the market of building the home. Meantime, though, I was working on my credit. And so I got receipts. I have receipts. Now, I'm not sure if you can see this, but look at that. Man, can you see that? Huh? Almost 800, not 800 yet. All right, I want to thank my business partner, Joe 55. He's back there working with me today because now he has a podcast coming out too. It's called A House Divided. We'll get into that. But right now, let's roll with it. Number 1. What did I do? Number 1 was I got some of my collections removed. Think about this. See, what we haven't been doing is being disciplined in our spending. And yes, we've let some of our bills go. So now what I did was I went back and paid the biggie, the IRS. I owed them over $4,600, but through some maneuvering and saving some money, I got that off my credit. Next thing I had an old alarm bill. I got it off my credit. Then I had some old doctor bills. I got it off my credit. Now, the IRS, I had to pay that one in full. But the other ones, here's a key point. I'm going to move on to number 2. When you call your creditor, based on your credit report, offer them 30% of what your bill is. But now you have had to save the money. For instance, I owed $1,000. I called them and said, all I got is $300. And they took it. My credit went from $542 to $600 once I got the 600 to 1. I'm talking about money. 600 once I got those 3 collections off. That's number 1. Number 2, get a writer. What that means is find a family member, find a business partner, find a friend, someone to let you get on their credit card. It doesn't cost that much. Listen, I was able to get on a Navy Federal card of my brother. Shout out to my brother. He does my voiceover for $25,000. That being said, my credit score went from then 600 to 633.2. Find a rider. Number 3, any negative credit cards that you have on your report that's over 30%, you have to have them removed. Hello? You got to remove credit cards that maybe that's not yours, That's over 30% because they're costing you. See, you got to look at your credit limit, what you owe, do the division, and if it's under or over 30%, that's got to be removed. So that's number 3. All right, number 4. I just talked about it. Your debt to credit ratio, it's got to go under 30%. You should be able to look at the numbers, right? You have $100,000 worth of credit. Maybe you may not have that much if you're just starting. We'll just say $50,000 of credit, right? You have $25,000. You have a $50,000 credit limit, but you have $25,000 worth of credit out. Maybe you bought a car, 2 small cars, whatever the case may be. 25, okay, divided by 50 is 50%. You're over. You got to cut that down. Now, remember, 30% is the mark. Trust me, under 30%, your credit will move. Once I got mine under 30, I went from a 6. Well, let me go back. Once I got the harmful rider off, it went from 633 to 651. Then, number 4, once I got it under 30, it went from 651 to a 688. All right, now, what's number 5? Now, number 5 is keeping your payments, but now pay extra. Pay extra. See, some of us are getting these tax returns. What are you doing with them? You're going in, spending them on parties and lavish weekends, or just going buying a cash car? No. Pay down your credit cards. That you are paying on time. I'll get back to that. But pay down. You got to put money in and pay them down. Now, that's number 5. Number 6. Now, move inquiries. Now, you don't have to necessarily remove inquiries. They fall off every 2 years. Now, here is where I'm going to promote a service. This is not the only service. This service helped me. I used Lexington Law. Now, Lexington Law, once we go big, I'm gonna need my monetization for this promo. But listen, Lexington Law. I use Lexington Law. I used it at one time for a year. I used it for 6 months. Do you follow me? So use a service to get hard inquiries, or just be patient. In 2 years they fall off. Number 7, a secured credit card from the bank that you've established a relationship with. You're saving your money. We talked about that. You got disciplined spending. We talked about that. That being said, I know you have $500, $1,000, $2,000, now $5,000 in the bank. Hey, take that money. Talk to the bank. Put it in a secured credit card, right? You can put it in the bank, right? And then now you then borrow against it or use your credit card and pay yourself back. They track it. They report it to whether they support or report it to Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion. You don't mind. Just let them track. Your credit goes up because you have disciplined spending. Remember, bond is your credit in the financial world. And then now, this is one that I used lately. I kind of threw this one in. That was number 7, but number 8 is Boost. Experian Boost. Now that's more new. Experian Boost. You're paying your bills, right? Your electric bill. You're paying your cable bill. You're paying your phone bill. You're paying your life insurance bill. You do have life insurance, right? Not term, but whole. I'll be back. We're going to talk about whole. But you're paying those bills. Boost helps boost it up. Now, that Boost, it actually had, by this time, let's rewind. The 6, I went from 724 to 740. Secured credit card, I went from 740 to 750. And then Boost, it gave me 11 points from 750 to 661. And lastly, as I wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, when you're building your credit, You simply have to be patient. It's going to take you a year to 2 years to make this happen. See, while I was building homes, while I was working in the market, I was using cash, but then my credit was exploding because I was being disciplined on not only my spending, I was being disciplined in my credit because now I'll be able to use it in the future. I'm Ian Real. Today's episode on what to do with $1 was my 8, really 9 ways to build your credit. All right, stay tuned for the next episode. We're going back into how credit leads to business. I'm Ian Real. Happy Saturday. Till next time, deuces.